In this video, you'll learn how to convert any website or landing page into a Figma design mockup. This can be useful if you want to recreate a design you like, figure out how a particular site is built, study competitors' work, or simply get inspired by other designers' creative solutions. Figma is a powerful and user-friendly tool that's increasingly chosen by UX, UI, and web designers. It's a free browser-based service. With it, you can quickly create adaptive and modern layouts for websites. Although Figma projects are usually created from scratch, you can also import an existing web page into Figma to study its structure or adapt it for your own needs. This is especially useful in the following cases: for learning and practice, and for analyzing competitor solutions. If you've lost access to your website or want to restore its design, it's also helpful if it's easier for you to edit an existing page rather than create everything from scratch. You can do this using special plugins like HTML2 Design and Web2 Figma. Both are freemium, and the basic functionality will be more than enough for you to get started. The paid version unlocks advanced features, which you can try out later. Links to the plugins will be in the description of this video. How does it work? Open Figma in your browser or through the desktop app. Install the chosen plugin, either HTML2 Design or Web2 Figma. Paste the link to the desired website into the plugin, and it will automatically create a Figma page layout for you. Now, let's take a closer look at how both plugins work. Let's take a page with a beautiful design and transfer the design into a Figma layout. I already have Figma. I downloaded the desktop version. Now we need to install the plugin itself. We're going to install HTML to Figma. Go here, there's an icon, open it, then go to Plugins and Widgets, and enter the name in the search bar. We enter the name, let's say Eldo Design, and here it shows up like this. Here's the plugin. We click on it, then we click Run here. And now the plugin opens up for us. What we need to do next is add something into this field. The URL of the website we want to convert into a design. There are also additional tabs, and this plugin has extensions, meaning a browser extension. You can install it too, so you can download web pages directly from your browser. It downloads a specific file in a certain format, and then you can upload that file through this window. So, you can import a design directly from the browser extension. Next, there are additional tabs with extra features, which we won't be using in this lesson. Right now, we're going to look at the Web tab. Here, we'll paste the website URL and start importing our design. Let's go to the website. We see a landing page like this open up. Okay, accept. Here, we also click Accept All. Let's try importing it into Figma now. Copy the link and go to Figma. Here, we paste the link to our website. We also have some additional settings here that we can expand. Here, we can choose which screen resolutions we need. Design, you can select all of them, or you can leave only the top option for desktop. Let's try importing the design for all screen sizes. You can also choose between dark mode or light mode here. Well, I'm not really going to touch that. I'll just leave it as it is. You can also select the language here. Whichever language your site is in. If it's in English, then accordingly choose English. So just go to Import Options and then Close. Let's go to Import Options. We need to have auto layouts enabled then. Domains. So we set everything up here. Now we click on Import. Right now, the process of importing the Figma design is underway. Layouts for different devices are being created. And now we'll see how it's all going to look. Also, right here you can see that there's a trial period. There are 9 free imports left. The design import process takes quite a while, especially if you select several resolution formats. So now some kind of window just popped up. An additional one. Here, it looks like it's asking us to choose some fonts. Fonts mappings. Also, if there are certain fonts missing in Figma that are present in the site's layout, then Figma will replace them with a single font. So keep that in mind. The design has been imported. We can close our plugin now. Now let's go over and see what we've got. As we can see, everything imported successfully. It also created this kind of frame with some additional elements. Oh, and it looks like we also got a sort of UI kit here. Button sizes. So these are components. They've been imported. So you can check everything out. This is our font. So here's the font name. Barlow Condensed, apparently. Alright, let's move on. So overall, it's not bad for getting a general idea of what the design is made of. Here we have the desktop version. There's a header with a menu here. We also have the first screen, which is an overlay, and we can, on the left. Right here you can hide it. So on the left we have all the layers that we can view. So, basically, all the blocks have been imported. We can, accordingly, make something out of this, like our own design. We can use it as a reference for our own projects, so that we don't have to transfer things manually from the web page. We can import them right away. Some design like this, for example, for your own purposes, whatever they may be. There's also a footer here with a menu like this. Some elements kind of overlap each other, but that's not really a big deal. The main thing is that the concept itself has been imported, although animation elements don't get imported. But basically, you can do that yourself, tweak things, and so on. The main thing is that all these blocks have been imported here. For example, we already know that we have a block with certain settings. We can move it over here, off to the side, and take a closer look at it. So, this block is made up of auto layouts. Here, we can edit the text. There are options for other screens. This one is for a mobile device. This is the design format we're using. There are elements that stick out. That's all because, apparently, the clip content setting isn't enabled. If we click on it, then this element will go into the frame, beyond the frame's boundaries. So, if you're already familiar with Figma, it won't be hard for you to further refine this layout, implement it into your own project, or turn it into something more unique. Now let's take a look at another plugin called Web2 Figma. Next, we go here again. Here, we select plugins and widgets, and here we enter Web2 Figma. Click Run. And now the plugin will open, and here, accordingly, we select all these checkboxes. We don't touch custom because that's for the paid pro version. So we go here. Now then, we copy the link to our website, paste it here, and click import. Now the Figma design is being imported. I'll pause for now, and as soon as the design is imported, I'll come back. The design has been imported, so now we just close this window. Let's take a look at how it was imported, and at the same time, compare how it turned out for us. This plugin worked compared to the previous one. And here we can see, for the desktop version, we have. Here, everything was immediately grouped into a single frame called screen. On the left, we can see that we have this structure for the desktop. First comes screen, then a frame called body inside the screen. Inside body, there's another frame, and within it, there's this sort of nesting of frames, like a matryoshka doll. And then we have the elements themselves, some layouts, and so on. Well, let's take a look at what's actually happening here. We have this pop up, and we can just move it out like this. We can move it out of the frame to somewhere else so it doesn't get in our way. For example, if we click on this dark overlay, we can remove it. Let's take a look here. Here, we can click on the text and add something. For example, the font of this text is available in Figma. You can see what the website is made of. Here, we just click on something. Here, we go to the left menu and look at what each block is made of. For example, let's select this main top block. Here, we move up the structure, higher in the hierarchy. Here, this block is called Hero. And here we have additional frames that contain elements. So for example, to find this main image, we go here. Here we select some first block, look at the image, and on the right we can see it displayed. Yes, so image here is a frame, and an image is set inside it. We can, accordingly, change it here if we want. There's a custom tab here, and inside it, we have an images tab where we can select an image from our computer. We can choose the image we need, or we can just take it like this and move it somewhere outside the frame, and then work with this image there. Blocks were also imported for us. And here, in this case with this plugin, our social media icons were imported more neatly. So, this is for tablets. For mobile devices. But in some places, certain elements get misaligned. This is probably because there's some animation on the website, and maybe some blocks pop up. And Accordingly, the plugin imports them. With the wrong spacing, so to speak, the plugins do a great job. And we can import absolutely any design into Figma and work with it somehow. That is, create some references and so on. So, if you already know how to work with Figma, it will be easier for you to edit these layouts. If you're a beginner, I recommend first getting familiar with Figma, maybe taking some video courses on YouTube or other, possibly paid courses. Also, leave a comment under this video if you're interested in a video on how to use Figma, or how to create a prototype there, or how to design your own website. If I see some activity in the comments, if you're really interested, I can make a separate lesson on the topic of how to use Figma or how to design a website there. Using these kinds of plugins is a great way to level up your web design skills, understand the structure of modern websites, and save time on development. This is especially helpful for beginners who find it hard to start from scratch. You can use ready-made websites as a base, adapt them to your own style, and create unique projects. In Figma, you can study the best solutions on the market. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next videos.